All right. Hello, my name's Judy Pelletier, and I work with Maine Department of Labor, and I coordinate the Rapid Response Team. We're here today to provide you information of resources that would be available to you as a laid-off worker. Normally, we would come out and do a rapid response session. However, we are doing these virtually due to COVID-19. So this information should be helpful to you. We're going to cover health insurance options, CareerCenter services, Maine JobLink, all of our partners through the Career Center, including our training partners, and also Bureau of Vocational Rehabilitation. I will talk about some other resources at the very end and also provide an email address, a general email address for rapid response questions or information during the session. I'll add that in the chat feature. So let's get started this morning with Consumers for Affordable Healthcare, and Mary's representing them and will provide us some information. Thank you, Mary.
Hi, everybody. Thank you very much for joining this call. I'm going to be talking to you about some health insurance options that people have these days, particularly when they're losing their job-related insurance. And then at the end, I'll tell you about our organization. I will repeat our helpline number a few different times. So I'm going to start out by saying that about a year and a half ago, Maine Care expanded its Medicaid into a new category that's called expansion. And so most people who are losing a job-based insurance are going to fit either into Maine Care expansion or into a marketplace plan. I did say most people. However, there are two exceptions. We'll get them out of the way first. So here's one exception. Most people 65 or over are probably eligible for Medicare. People who are eligible for Medicare are best off by contacting one of the area agency on aging around the state, and they are still assisting people virtually. So if you are eligible for Medicare because you're 65 or over, that's really your first job, is to contact them for some help. And then the other exception to the two main things that we're going to talk about is that some people may be eligible for a plan through a spouse. If you're eligible for a plan through the spouse, then probably the marketplace is not going to work for you. And so it's important for you to give us a call. Even if you feel like your spouse's coverage is too expensive, there's a thing called the family glitch that we will explain to you if you call our helpline, and it does make it very much more difficult for you to get a marketplace plan. So it's somewhat complicated, like a lot of things in our system. We would encourage you to give us a call and ask us about that. So I'll give the helpline number for the first time. It's 1-800-965-7476. And Judy's put up our website here, so this is what it looks like, and you see the helpline number is right there as well. I'll repeat it a few more times. So those were the two exceptions, again, if you're eligible for Medicare or a spouse's coverage. So now I'm going to go into the two main types of options that are available for most people, or one or the other. So one of them is the marketplace. So when you are losing job-based insurance, it makes you eligible for a special enrollment period on the marketplace, as long as you're not, as I said, eligible for Medicare or a spouse's coverage. So this particular special enrollment period on the marketplace will last for 60 days before your work insurance ends, and it also lasts for 60 days after your work insurance ends. Just keep in mind, this is a little bit different. If you wanted to get on a spouse's coverage, those special enrollment periods only last for 30 days. So make a note of that if that relates to you. But for the marketplace, it's 60 days before and 60 days after the end of your work insurance. Marketplace insurance only ever starts on the first of a month. So you need to enroll before, if you can, before the end of your work insurance in order to not have a gap. So if your insurance, let's say your work insurance ends at the end of July, and you don't want to have any gaps, you would then therefore need to enroll in a marketplace plan before the end of July. when somebody is going to get a marketplace plan through a special enrollment, as anybody would be anytime now until the November when open enrollment starts, there is a document that you need to have and upload or send in, preferably upload, to prove your eligibility for your special enrollment period. And this document has to have 3 criteria. First of all, it has to be on your former employer's letterhead. Secondly, it has to state the kind of insurance that you have or had that ended or is ending. And thirdly, it also needs to state the end date of the insurance. So this can be a letter that your HR department would create for you and for everyone else who needs one. Another document that you can use in place of this letter would be your COBRA election notice. You don't have to take COBRA, but you can use that COBRA election notice because it has all the same pieces of information on it: the letterhead, the type of insurance, and the ending date of the insurance. So you remember, again, I'll just summarize, you have 60 days before the end of your work insurance and 60 days after in order to get a marketplace plan. Most people on the marketplace plans are eligible for help paying for the plan. So if you'd like to figure out how much help you would be eligible for and give our helpline a call, we can talk you through this. We would also talk you through your choice of whether you should take the COBRA or stick with a marketplace plan. And thirdly, there are 3 different levels of plans on the marketplace. There's bronze, silver, and gold. And we can talk you through that as well, which one might be better for you. So now I'll just talk about the other main option that a lot of people have, Maine as central or prominent, and it's Maine Care. So again, I think I mentioned at the beginning that a year and a half ago, Maine Care did expand into a new category. So if you applied for Maine Care at some time in your past and were denied, that doesn't mean you wouldn't be eligible now, because this new category is very much easier to get in. It does have a higher income guideline. It has no asset test, and it does not require that you be in a specific category, such as a parent of a child or something like that. So it's a lot easier to get in. And if you are wondering if you're eligible for this, just give our helpline a call and we will talk you through it. So the helpline number again is 1-800-965-7476. And if you would like to apply for Maine Care, there are 3 different ways that you can do this, and give us a call and we'll talk you through which way to apply that might be best for you. And so then, just to kind of wrap up with a few last things, there are some other programs that are available for someone who, for some reason, you might not be eligible for Maine Care. Maybe you're a little bit over the income guideline, but you maybe are not able to get a marketplace plan because you're in the family glitch. And if you're in that situation, then you can give us a call. There are other kinds of programs that we might be able to tell you about that could be helpful to you. And then I would say one last thing, short-term plans. Some people might be looking for them, or else you might be just Googling health insurance on the internet, which is a dangerous thing because you could end up with brokers from out of state who are not always honest and reliable. We've heard some real horror stories on our helpline about people who just Google insurance, and then in 10 minutes you have 80 brokers calling you from every state but Maine. So please give our helpline a call so we can talk you through this. I'm just going to now just briefly summarize what we do at our organization. We do screen for everything. Anything related to health coverage, we'll screen for it. We will refer you to local help when that's appropriate, or we will talk you through the steps that you need to take. We have a lot of flyers on our website. If you just go to the web page here that Judy has up under our services, or under Guide to Maine Health Care, either of those places will get you to a whole lot of different flyers on all these different topics. And then lastly of all, one of the big things that Consumers for Affordable Healthcare does is operate this confidential helpline, which is free to anybody. We'll answer questions about any kind of coverage. We also provide all these resources on our website. We're doing some webinars for the general public on different kinds of coverage. You might want to check in on those. And we do offer other kinds of workshops. These days, they are online. In addition, we work with the legislature to pass laws. So for example, if you call our helpline with a particular problem, we may try to get a law passed to prevent that problem in the future. So those are the kinds of things that we do at Consumers for Affordable Healthcare. And we're looking forward to talking to you on our helpline, which last call, 1-800-965-7476. Look forward to hearing from you. Thanks.
Thank you, Mary. Sorry about that. I had to stop sharing for a minute. Consumers for Affordable Healthcare has been a valuable resource for a lot of laid off workers in the past. So please utilize that resource if you need assistance in making a new healthcare decision. They have been very, very helpful to a lot of laid off workers. So we are going to switch over to the CareerCenter website now. And I just want to point out a couple of features on here first. One, we do have a live chat. So if you are in need of assistance, either through just maybe resetting a password through unemployment, we are able to help with that. But most questions for unemployment need to go directly to their website. However, if you have questions about your Maine JobLink account, which Sue's going to talk about in a minute, or other information around Career Center services, live chat is here as a feature. Also, under the library section of the Career Center, I want to point you to the transition book. The transition book we normally provide to folks if we come out to do rapid response sessions. This has all the information and more that we're going to talk about today, as you can see from the table of contents. It does talk about some frequent information or general information about unemployment insurance. Also, it covers Mary's information about Consumers for Affordable Health Care. And it also talks about Career Center services, budgeting information, financial resources, community resources. So it really has a wide range of topics and information. So I would just point you in that direction if you think you need other information or may need information at some point. So that's under the library section of the Career Center website. And now I'm going to turn it over to Sue, who's going to talk about Career Center services and Maine JobLink.
Good morning. My name is Sue. I'm one of the staff here with the Department of Labor representing the Career Centers. If you're not familiar with the State of Maine network of Career Centers, we have 12 Career Centers across the state, all the way down from Springvale, all the way up to Presque Isle. So we do have local resources for your area. When reaching out to the Career Center at this time, we're not open to the public, but any phone number that you call for a Career Center location will be able to serve you with the exact needs that you have to support with either your reemployment or your training needs. Some of the services that we offer through the Career Center, if you haven't needed to utilize the services, we have workshops that are offered currently. Most of the workshops are virtual. What we are really focusing, supporting our partners, you'll hear from additional partners later on in this presentation, really promoting what workshops and opportunities are available throughout the state to support your training or your reemployment needs. So some of the workshops that you see on your local link may be something that the Career Center offers, or it could be something that one of our partner agencies are offering. And many of these are being offered virtually. So you can do it right through a statewide access through your computer or phone. Also, we want to promote any upcoming job fairs. As soon as we hear of an opportunity, a job fair, we will list that on our Career Center site so that you have the opportunity to take advantage of a job fair if there's a sector, an employment sector that interests you. So we see today, I believe today's the 22nd, that Northern Light has a virtual career fair, and it's, the opportunity to, check those out, check to see what opportunities and employment needs that these employers have, so that as soon as we hear of those job fairs, we're going to post those on our website so that everyone can take advantage of those. I mentioned the workshops. One other really important piece that we do here at the Career Center is help you with your reemployment needs. A method that we use with that is helping you with your Maine JobLink. The Maine JobLink is a tool and a resource for helping you find that next job. It is also a tool that you will register for, and it can connect you with training opportunities, and it also is a tool that will help build your resume. It pulls it all together. And if you are on unemployment, you will automatically receive a temporary username and ID. All right, so we may ask you, so do you have a Maine JobLink account? Well, I don't know. What you do is you would go onto joblink.maine.gov and click on login and attempt to log in with your username and password. And if you're successful, that's great. If not, and you don't realize that you may have already have an account, reach out to our local Career Center or through the chat line, and we can help you get that going for you, making sure that you're able to connect and log in properly so that you can utilize all the benefits that the JobLink has to offer. One of the features that we are focusing on with the JobLink is really supporting some of the employer needs that are out there in the community. With right on the splash page is an immediate needs jobs. These positions have been identified by employers that they are in crucial need. There's a great variety of different types of positions. There could be anything from healthcare to manufacturing to food service. All this is something that the employers have reached out to us saying, I need help. So what you can do is you just log in or click on that splash page and then enter where your location is, where you're wanting to work or available to work, and how your circumference area or radius area, and then it will pull up what jobs have been tagged as really crucial need jobs. We know that there are many employers that are just temporarily closed, and we want you to go back to your employer. However, there's also many that your employment has ceased, and you do need to find that new opportunity. So please log into your Maine JobLink account, check that out. You have lots of different resources on that page where you can help build your resume, look at different training opportunities that are available for you. It's a great tool, and the staff at the Career Center can help you with that, help you with your job search, help you with your Maine JobLink account to get you going so that you're successful. One of the things that I like to think of the Career Center as, when you reach out to us, we can triage what your next step might be to help you get either training need or that next employment need. And that kind of brings up some of our next presenters, because as appropriate, we would refer to our partners and make sure that you're successful in your next step. So please reach out either through chat or your local Career Center. There's no wrong number. Any number you call will be able to support you with your next job need.
Thanks, Sue. Again, you can use the chat feature if you have a question off Maine JobLink, or you can call any of the career centers for more information. So I'm going to stop sharing for a minute because I've got to switch presentations. And we're going to go on to talk about the Workforce Investment Opportunity Act. And Kim is going to join us to walk us through this PowerPoint presentation.
Great, thank you very much. And thank you for that, setting me up for this, Susan. You gave a lot of good information that we in Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act services utilize. We certainly utilize Maine JobLink very highly. And I recommend that folks who might be having difficulty getting into their Maine JobLink account, that they utilize that live chat. That's been very helpful when I've referred my customers to that. I've gotten positive feedback. So it is it's a quick way to get assistance, and it's been very helpful for folks. And in addition, we utilize Maine JobLink, and there are a lot of resources there that probably go underutilized. So it is a very helpful resource. So the Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act is a federally funded program that is available throughout the state of Maine. The money comes into the state and is dispersed geographically throughout our state and is administered through different organizations throughout the state. And we do partner with the Bureau of Employment Services, with Vocational Rehab, who you're going to hear from in a few minutes. And we partner with other organizations to be able to work together to be able to help folks who are job seekers, folks who are unemployed, to be able to get into good employment, to be able to get training or education or the services that they need to be able to get back into the workforce and to be able to get the good jobs that they need to be able to be successful and to be able to support themselves or their families. So the way that we do that is by providing career and academic assessments, by making individual employment plans, by doing career counseling, occupational training, job placement assistant, on-the-job training, and providing a variety of support services. So if you are unemployed right now, and you most likely are, or you would not be participating in this, you are eligible for our services. And we do utilize Maine JobLink to get you registered into our services. And then you are eligible for the full array of the services that we can provide. And this slide shows all the different programs where the WIOA, Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act services are provided throughout our state. So this provides the contact information. And when you go through the registration process, then someone will work with you individually to develop your plan. So it's not like a one size fits all. This is a program where everybody who comes in gets these certain things and nothing else. Every plan is individual for that participant. Whether you need assistance with job seeking and being able to figure out, well, these are some skills that you utilize. This is employment that you had in the past, and these are the things that you'd maybe like to do differently in your next job. Or now that you're unemployed, you'd like to take that opportunity to really get some education, get some skills, maybe earn a credential so that you can get some different or better employment with your next job. So the Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act is designed to be able to support you with those goals. So we can provide assistance for tuition, for fees, books, for things like if the educational program that you want to enter into is providing in-person classes and you need assistance with transportation, we can provide mileage reimbursement. We can provide assistance with childcare. We can provide assistance to get things like if you're studying to be a plumber or to do HVAC or things that require tools or particular equipment, we can provide assistance for the purchase of those things. Many educational programs are only happening online right now, and you might need assistance with getting the right technology. We can provide financial assistance to get you set up with that. So we really want to be able to help people to be, to get a good plan for education or retraining, and then to be able to be successful in being able to complete that training so that they can earn the credential, get a license, or complete a degree program so that they can get into good employment and get into, so that they can support themselves and be independent. And again, these services are available to anyone who is unemployed. Services are also available to folks who are underemployed. And we also have services available to youth. So anyone between the ages of 16 and 24, regardless of whether or not they might still be in school. So if they're working, maybe they're working at a low-wage job, they may also be eligible for our services. So if you yourself are unemployed and collecting unemployment, you may have a family member or someone else you know who might also be eligible for our services. And we do try to work together with our other partners so that we can get the most services that are available that you would be eligible for, so that we can all work together and be supportive of you so that you can, again, be successful in getting into good employment and be self-supporting at the end of that.
So thanks, Kim, for that information. I have left the slide up for quite a few minutes while you were talking about the local providers and how to connect with them. So I thought that was important so that if you live, wherever you live in Maine, depending on the county, you would know which agency to connect with and get information. But by all means, if you have a question, you can always go back to the Career Center website and get information from any of our career centers about their training partners and how to connect. So,
right. The other, excuse me, I would like to add one more thing. When Susan was showing the various training options that are available currently, our organization, and I know that there are other organizations that are providing the WIOA services, are providing online trainings that are specifically geared towards job seekers. So those opportunities are listed on the Career Center website, and they are available to anyone. So that there's career explorations, there's job readiness, and that provides a lot of information on looking for employment, how to look for employment when, you know, many folks are unemployed for the first time. They, you know, they haven't had to use the tools that we, you know, the only tools we have available to us now to be looking for work. We can help you with creating your resume, and you don't have to be our customer for that. Although you would be eligible for our services, if you feel like you don't need our services right now, but you want to participate in some training, those trainings are available to anyone, and you can access them through looking at that information on the Career Center website, and then contacting us to be able to get the link to that training.
great. Thanks, Kim. We've also started to put some virtual offerings on a new website called Work Services. And the partners have started to put their virtual workshops on there, plus Department of Labor. So I would just point you to this website also. It's a resource directory, and we're just starting to enter information on there, but there is some virtual opportunities that are being posted there now by other agencies, adult education, Bureau of Employment Services, our training service providers like EMDC, and also Workforce Solutions, and also Vocational Rehabilitation. It's a link to their services, which ties into our next speaker, and that is Liz, and she's going to talk to us about Vocational Rehabilitation Services.
Good morning, everybody. Judy has her clicker on the button. We're going to move into disability resources, And we've entered this right through the Career Center page, which is an easy way to access all of our services. Here we're going into vocational rehabilitation. And vocational rehabilitation is one part of the Bureau of Rehabilitation Services. So I did want to let you know that we also have a partnership of, Judy, I'm really messing this up. I'm sorry. Can I start over? Okay. If your disability is a barrier to employment, vocational rehabilitation may be the appropriate choice for you. In partnership with Maine Career Centers and the rehabilitation community, the Bureau of Rehabilitation Services works to bring full access to employment, independence, and community integration for people with disabilities through its Division of Vocational Rehabilitation, Division for the Blind and Visually Impaired, and Division for Deaf, Hard of Hearing, and Late Deafness. VR serves high school students and adults of all ages who are actively able to work and presently reside in Maine. As Judy had mentioned earlier, you can apply for vocational rehabilitation online through our work services. We also have an orientation video that you can choose to watch that will show more of our services. The service that's offered throughout the Bureau of Rehabilitation Services, regardless of the program that you're interested in, is vocational guidance and counseling, which is the opportunity to meet with a vocational rehabilitation counselor to discuss how you experience your disability and what accommodations may assist you in gaining and keeping employment. A vocational rehabilitation counselor will also work with you to explore career opportunities and your strengths and challenges as you navigate your next job opportunity. We also have assessment services, assistive technology, job development, job shadows, job coaching, supported employment, and access to training and education. We understand that in the situation where you've experienced a layoff or your employer has closed, that you already have a work history and you may be wondering, how does vocational rehabilitation work for me? If you've been working in a job for many years and perhaps have an accommodation there that you're not sure how that will work in other job sites, we encourage you to apply with vocational rehabilitation, and we will work with you to gain your next opportunity. Thank you.
Okay, thanks Liz for that information. And again, like Liz said, all of this information can be accessed through the Career Center website. So I was going to try to take you back there, but I don't think it's going to work. So just as a reminder, another service that's available through the Career Centers is we do have veteran services representatives in all of our Career Centers to specifically offer one-on-one services to veterans. So if you're a veteran and you're unemployed, by all means, again, contact your local Career Center, and we will be able to provide you some veteran assistance. One last thing I wanted to mention is under the community colleges, they have been doing some workforce training, no cost, short-term virtual training that you can do online. They had some free classes that started this summer. There may be more this fall. So if you're interested all in free training, then I would have you reach out to the community colleges, and here's their website as another opportunity while you're a laid off worker. So I hope you'll find that this presentation was helpful and you've gathered some information. Again, all of our information is available through the Career Center website, maine.gov. You can also access unemployment information through the Department of Labor unemployment website. They do have a call-in number and also a way to get online questions answered 24/7. Along with, it also gives a link to mainecareercenter.gov, and also has frequently asked questions and information directly related to our current situation with COVID-19. So again, I hope you'll find this information helpful and you'll be able to find the resources you'd like or need at this time, and we wish you the best. I did put in the chat feature, the rapid response email address for any general questions that you might have, so you could respond to us at any time to find information or get an answer. So thank you for joining us, and I will stop the recording.